Hi guys, welcome to another segment of Meeting People. My name is Eugene Engmann and I'm here with Stephen Smith. He's very passionate about teaching. Actually, he teaches on one of the colleges in the Rexburg area, notably BYU Idaho, and we're going to learn a lot from him. So just sit down and listen. You would learn a lot. So, Stephen, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, your background?
You bet. So I was born and raised in Arizona and grew up in a little town up in the mountains of Arizona. And teaching is just part of my family history, my family. Yeah, it's the family business. And so, for example, I have a son that's going to school to do something else, and I tease him all the time. It's okay, you're going to end up in the classroom no matter what, because that's what we all have done. And so, the little school it's a big school now, but the original school in the little town where I grew up,
Okay.
my dad taught there, his parent, mom and dad taught there, or his dad did at least. His dad, so it goes back generations. Until one of my great grandfathers helped start the school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we've been teachers for a long time, and so I went off to do something else. Thought I'd do something else in life, and ended up coming back eventually to the classroom, and
Nice.
I'm a teacher.
It's in the blood, huh?
It's in
You
the
can't
blood.
run away.
You know, I couldn't run away. Couldn't get away from it.
Nice. So tell us, why teaching? Why did you decide to teach?
Yeah, I did. It's a little selfish. Does that make sense? So one of the reasons I love to teach is because there's a lot of learning that takes place to be a teacher. And so I love to read and learn and study. And so this is a perfect way to be able to continue to do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just something neat for me about being able to go and gather up information and ideas and kind of organize it and help it to make sense of them and share it with other people and help other people to come to an understanding of the material and the ideas and my favorite classes are discussion based, where we explore topics and discuss and argue and ask questions and kind of you just see people thinking. It's a great opportunity because you're interacting with people in a way that once the interaction's over, if it's done well, they're still thinking and trying to figure things out and stuff. So.
That's great. That's great. And I don't know if you've thought about this though, but if it hadn't been for teaching, what would they have been?
Yeah, I think about that often. So I grew up, again, small little town up in the mountains of Arizona, and so we grew up heating our house with wood burning stove, fireplaces. And so I grew up hauling wood out of the mountains. Okay. And now that we live here in Rexburg with the really cold winters, we put wood stoves in our house, and we heat our home with wood stoves and firewood. And I always tell people, and they think I'm joking, but the truth is, I would love to just be a lumberjack.
Oh, nice.
I could spend my days up in the mountains cutting wood.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'd be the village man bringing firewood to the people. I'd love to do that.
That's great. Well, folks, if you don't want to teach, just be a lumberjack.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's great, though. So, do you? What are some of the challenges you faced as you pursued this goal, and how did you address them?
Yeah. So I teach at the university level, and so I had to go all the way through and get the PhD, and so a lot of school, and so. Part of the challenge is just managing life while you're pursuing this higher education. It gets, I would say it tends to get a little more complicated, a little more in depth the further you go up, sort of thing. It's a little more time consuming. It's not just homework. It now becomes a way of life and, what you're studying, sort of thing. And so probably one of the biggest challenges is just life balance. Okay. Just life balance of how do you pursue this education and this work and still work and have a family life and be active in the community and things like that. So.
That's great. If you had any advice for anyone watching about achieving their goals, about working towards success, what would it be?
Well, it's going to be about education,
Okay.
right? It's going to be about learning.
Okay.
Again, I keep going back to this, but that little town where I grew up has an over 100-year-old school building, still standing from when they built it way back in years and years ago. And they inscribed a phrase above one of the doors, and the lintel, the door, and it says, "Self-effort educates." And I love that as a motto. The idea that we hear it as a cliche, but don't let school get in the way of your education. Don't let school get in the way of your education. Don't let teachers get in the way of your education. It really comes down to personal responsibility to study and learn and figure things out. And in today's world, there's so many options and opportunities to be able to pursue your own interest in learning and things that. So that's my biggest thing. Self-effort educates, and be a lifelong learner. There's always something to learn, something more to know. So keep studying, keep reading.
Oh, that was profound. Well, folks, be a self-learner, and don't take away the effort of learning on your own. Don't depend 100% on people. Usually, you find out that when you learn on your own, you find certain strengths you didn't know about if you are dependent on people. I'll catch you on the next segment of Meeting People, and I hope you learned a lot. See ya. Thank you.